You're not gonna say bless you? What's the word, YouTube? Hi. I'm good. How are you? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? First like me, yes. Thank you for liking. I appreciate you so much, beautiful. Thank you for liking. I have gloves. I don't have gloves. I watched preview of the movie. Really, Denise? I didn't see. You know what? That is so crazy. I still have not watched the trailer. I just know that I love Final Destination. I have not watched the trailer. You know what? That's exactly what I'm about to go watch. You right. I'm glad you said that too, Denise. Thank you so much, girl. I'm definitely about to watch the trailer because I have not seen the previews yet. I ain't seen the previews. I just seen that it came out and a picture of Final Destination and it's called Blood. It's something Bloodline or something like that. So I just seen the picture, but yes, I'm gonna definitely go watch the trailer when I get off of YouTube because I don't want to play it, on YouTube because YouTube pick up on every little thing. YouTube pick up on everything. But thank you for letting me know about that idea too, is to go see the trailer. I ain't think about the trailer. I didn't think to watch the trailer because I just know that I like Final Destination, period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna automatically go see it regardless because I just like it. But I do want to see the trailer to see how good it's gonna be. It's good. Oh, girl. Oh my goodness. Don't say that. You about to have me like, oh, there right there. I'm probably about to watch the trailer and just cut the sound all the way down. Hey, love, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you, Kim? I'm doing wonderful, beautiful. How are you, love? I am doing absolutely amazing, y'all. What is the word? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word on these streets? What's the word on these streets? These YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok streets. What's the word? Oh my god, I love your nails, like Ruby. Hey, Ruby. Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. I got my nails done like 3 days ago. Like 3 days ago, I got my nails done. So thank you so much, love. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so tired. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm tired. And y'all, I'm sitting like this because I got this waist trainer on. And it kind of got me boofed up. So yeah, that's why I'm sitting like this. Just in case y'all like, why is she sitting like that? It's because of the waist trainer. I'm good. Thank you. You're welcome, Kim. Beautiful. So cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. I gotta mute y'all for a second. My bad, y'all. My bad, my bad, my bad. I had to make a phone call. She's farting real quick. No, y'all. I definitely was not passing gas. And if I did, who cares? But no, I definitely did not have to pass gas. I had to make a phone call real quick. And I just didn't want the phone call to be on YouTube. So, yeah, I just had to make a phone call real quick. But yeah, y'all. No, Vanessa. How y'all day was today? I had to set up for 6 proms today. Woo child. Oh, girl. Not 6 proms. That's a whole lot. That is a whole lot. I know you tired. Girl, I know you is tired, child. But you put that work in. That's what's up. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for that. I know you put that good work in, Kim. Yes, so many people was graduating. I think it's so beautiful to see the girls and the guys off to prom. It's just such a beautiful feeling. It's just definitely something nice to be a part of. To be able to say like when kids be like, oh, when I graduated, it was lit or this, that, and third or whatever, and just to be able to go back and see those pictures of how nice they looked in and stuff like that during prom is just so amazing. So shout out to 2025 graduates that all went to prom and graduation. Well, I know they haven't had graduation yet, but shout out to all 2025 graduates that are graduating and that went to prom. I've seen so many that looked so beautiful. So I know that's definitely something nice to be a part of. Yes, ma'am, but I enjoyed it. Yes, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it because it's definitely a cool little kickback. It's definitely a cool little kickback. So shout out to you, girl. That's definitely seemed like something fun though to do. Like setting up for a prom is definitely something fun because it's exciting. The colors, the themes, and the music, and the vibe. It's just like gives so much like yay, like a hype, congratulation type of thing. And the effort that the people put into looking so good, like it just be the theme, they colors, and just how they all vibrate so different, and how everybody come out with their own styles, their hair, their nails, their jewelry, their dresses, their suits, their ties, their shoes, their cuts, their dreads, their glasses, they everything. Like it just all just gives a good glow for the kids, and I just love that so much for the kids. That prom thing is definitely amazing. I went to a prom this year too, a prom send off this year, and it was definitely beautiful. It was definitely amazing. It was definitely top notch. And I really enjoyed it. You know, it was a nice little kickback, and he did his little thing, or whatever. I like how he showed out. I think that the 2025 graduates definitely showed out for their prom. Like, I done seen some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful proms. And I'm just so happy and so proud of these kids, because I feel like the more we have kids that's going to prom and showing our younger generation this thing, hopefully it would get a good give a good influence on the younger generation to be like, oh, I can't wait until it's time for me to go to prom, so they can start thinking of their theme, their colors, and get to express who they are through they dressing up, their dresses, their heels, their shoes, their makeup, their hair, nails, jewelry, all that. It's just really, really cute. And I think they really did a good job. They really did. Yes, they really, really did a good job. Like, this year's show out. I know every year is like a good season of prom. I know these stores make so much money during prom time. Hair companies make a lot of money. These dress companies make a lot of money. Like, these stores make a lot of money when it comes to prime time, because baby, everybody be snatching up all their little gadgets and gadgets and everything, and it's just so cute. It's definitely cute to see the red carpet laid out for them, because it gives them a lot of hope to be very hopeful for their future. So I love seeing kids go to prom. It's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm always here for it. When somebody got to go to prom or something, I'll be like, yes, I want to go. Yes, I want to go. Because they be looking so nice. They be looking so nice and stuff. So, yeah. They definitely did their thing. The 2025 graduates definitely did their big one. I think every year do real, real good with proms, but I see so many this year. Like, it was just way more than I've been seeing. You would have thought my niece was getting married with all the stuff they had. Ella, she was beautiful. Oh, that's what's up. And see, that's the thing. Like, it's beautiful because it's a one-time thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting married, you can get married 2 and 3 different times. You get what I'm saying? But going to prom is like a once in a lifetime thing. You only go to prom once. You don't get to do prom 2 and 3 times. Like, I didn't even make it to my prom. So I be so sad because I didn't go to prom. But I just be like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I love to see everybody else going to prom and doing good, because it's just a definitely good, beautiful feeling. But yeah, like, I feel like go all out. I feel like if you could do it, you can go out with a bang, go out with a bang. Cause you only do it once. Yep. So you only do it once. So if you going to prom, I feel like go out with the bang. Baby, go out with that bang. So you can go back and look like, I did that for prom. I did that for prom. So I feel like, baby, do everything. Live it up to however everybody's standards are different when it comes to prom. Some people think just dressing up and leaving is cool. Dressing up and, having, they everything decorated instead of really nice is cool. I think going out how you want to go out, because it's only a once in a lifetime thing. Yep, I didn't go to prom. Yeah, I didn't go to prom. I didn't go to prom. And I believe I didn't go to prom because, one, I was pregnant with my son. The year I graduated in 20. I graduated and I was pregnant with my son. So I was like, yeah, I had just had him, and his birthday is in July. So I had him when it was time for graduation, when everybody was walking across stage. That's when that's when I was in the hospital having him. But I knew I wasn't about to fit in no dress, my big old stomach, because like I told you, I was 8 months pregnant during prom, and I was due any day. So I'm like, I can't put all this weight on no heels. I'm not about to fit in no dress because I'm big, and like if I get a big, extra, huge, large dress, it's gonna be baggy and falling off me. And then I wasn't about to spend a whole bunch of money on the custom made dress only because I was pregnant and never be able to wear it again. It was just too much, y'all. So unfortunately, I didn't make it to prom because I was pregnant and I was due any day with my son, and he ended up coming on my graduation day. The day that I was supposed to graduate, he came, and I was in the hospital getting a C-section, getting cut open, and everybody was across stage. I was like, dang, that's so sad. But I graduated and I got my diploma because after I got out the hospital, I went and picked my diploma up from the school. I went up to the school and was like, yeah, I'm here to pick up my diploma. They was like, what's your name? I said, yeah, my name is blah, blah, blah. And they was like, oh, yep, your diploma is right here. So, baby, I got a diploma, pregnant and all. So you could talk about me however you want to talk about me, but baby, I got that diploma, pregnant and all. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? I ain't say, oh, I'm pregnant, so I can't go to school no more. Baby, I was in school, pregnant and all. Baby, I was in 12th grade, driving to school, pregnant as I don't know what. I had an all black Charger at the time. I had an all black Charger. I was pregnant with my son. I was big as I don't know what. I'm talking about I look like a big old butterball. And I was just due any day with him. And his birthday is July 8th. His birthday. So yeah, y'all. I was too big. I was too big to be going to prom. I know that's right. Yeah, that was my little situation with prom, so that's why I didn't go. And plus, I had went the school that I graduated from. I had only went there for my 12th grade year, anyways. So I didn't really know a whole lot of people. So it was more so like, okay, it's cool. It wasn't no biggie because it was like, I didn't know a lot of people. I didn't know a lot of people anyway because I only went for my last school year, my 12th grade year. It wasn't like I did 2, 3 years in that school year. So when I got there, I went to this adult school, and yeah, I finished there. Hey, Opaka. Hey. So, yep, I finished there. I got my diploma. And then a couple years later, I ended up going to college. I went to college. I did a little bit of college, but I had to stop going because I couldn't work and go to school because I didn't have a babysitter for both. So I went to college only for a short period of time. I was going for criminal justice. I went to school for criminal justice. And I did a little while of school before I had to stop going because I ain't had no babysitter. And I was already trying to work to keep my bills paid. And I'm like, dang, I can't go to work and then get off work and go to school and like, have a babysitter for both because I'm like, I don't got nobody to do both. And it was like too much. People was charging me off the woodworks to watch my kids. So I was just like, I gotta stop going. So I stopped going. And then I ended up changing my major. So now I'm in a whole different field anyways now. But yeah, when I graduated from high school, like I said, I didn't walk across the stage, but I still managed to graduate because I did all of my work and I was going to school pregnant and all, big as I don't know what. And I had a boyfriend. That was the crazy part about it. I had a boyfriend who wasn't the baby daddy. Ghetto, right? Ghetto, right? It was very much giving ghetto. But I had broke up with my baby daddy because I was like, yeah, you was just not it for me or whatever. But I was already pregnant and I was like, I'm just get my baby. So, I ended up meeting this boy in high school, the school I graduated from. I ended up meeting this boy. And I dated him for a little minute and he was cute or whatever. So I was like, okay, I date you or whatever. So I dated him for a little minute in high school. And I had only maybe knew like 3 other people outside of him in the school. So that's why I said like it really wasn't no big old deal for me not to go to prom because I ain't really know a lot of them anyway. People really go to prom when they know a lot of people and they about to be turned up at prom and lit or whatever. But I only knew like a handful of people, so I'm like it would have been weird for me to go anyway. And I only did 1 year there. But yeah, so this boy, I met this boy or whatever, and he was like, "Oh no, um." we was sharing lockers. And I went to my locker and seen his stuff in my locker. And I was like, whose stuff is this? I threw his stuff on my locker. Like, I don't know whose stuff this is. Like, get this stuff on my locker. I didn't know at the school because I had just got to school and I didn't know at the school, like, we supposed to share lockers or whatever. I didn't know that. So he was like, who took all my stuff on my locker? And I'm like, oh, this your locker? I said, they gave me this locker. They told me this is my locker or whatever. He's also, no, we share lockers in here. And I'm like, oh, my bad. I had threw the boy stuff out the locker. out the locker. And then we ended up talking. We ended up dating and stuff like that. We dated for a little while. Y'all, let me tell y'all, them don't play. I don't let nobody play with my feelings because I don't not play. Listen, so we dated. Long story short, we dated. It was a short little date. It was not a long date. I was pregnant with my son. Like I told y'all, I was due any day, so I was real big. But nevertheless, we dated and stuff like that. And he ended up breaking up with me. For a girl that I had classes with. And I was like, that's giving ghetto. I'm like, why would you do that? I'm like, why would you break up with me for a chick that I got classes with? And then I'm like, this girl see in my face. I look at her all the time in class, and then you wanted my man. You ain't even tell me you wanted my man. Like, that was mad weird, you know? So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So he would go in for her, whatever. Nah, ha ha ha. He ain't even with her no more. But anyways, long story short. So yeah, long story short, so yeah, we were dated and then we ended up breaking up. He broke up with me. He was like, yeah, I gotta just tell you that we can't be together no more and blah blah blah, whatever. And this is the first time a dude ever broke up with me. I'll tell you, I have never been broken up with. So I was like, what? I'm like, that's crazy because ain't nobody never broke up with me. So I just thought that was so funny because I'm like, what? I normally have to, bro, I've never had nobody that break up with me. I'm like, I always have to like break up with people or like leave them alone because they be like so super attached that they won't leave me alone. So I'm like, what? That's weird. So he broke up with me. He ended up dating this other girl, whatever. He dated her for a long time or whatever. Then I ended up dating his daddy. I ended up dating his daddy. His daddy jumped in my inbox and I was like, yeah, okay. What's tea? It's tea. It's giving tea. Okay. So I ended up dating his daddy. And I ended up in a relationship with his daddy for a long time. And that's that little weirdo situation I was in, the last crazy situation I told you I was in. Yeah, that was that. So he broke up with me. I was like, you gonna break up with me? You gonna break up with me? All right, all right. Well, his daddy jumped in my DMs. I'm like, oh, I already know what time it is. I'm like, I already know what time it is. I already know what time it is. I dated his daddy for like 7 years, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, no cap. On a Bible. He broke up with me. I dated, now I was gonna only date his daddy just for a minute and break up with him. But his daddy got attached, like super, 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 super attached. Like, I'm like, every time I kept on trying to break up with him, like he wouldn't like go. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, oh yeah, no, I got feelings for you now. You can't just leave me like that. And was just telling me all this weird stuff like, oh yeah, like I really, really love you and this, that, and third, and I want to be with you. And I'm like, but bro, I was with your son. I'm like, but I used to date your son. So I'm like, why are you like taking the situation that serious? Because at first I didn't take it serious. We was just, doing some stuff or whatever. And I was just like, yeah. But he was like, he didn't care. The daddy was like, oh, I don't care. He said, I don't care if he sees us together. I don't care. I said, you don't care if your son sees us together? He was like, no. I should have knew then that nigga was crazy. I should have knew then that nigga had good sense. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, all right, forget it. Then. All right, whatever, whatever. So then we end up being in a relationship. We end up being in a relationship or whatever. And everybody was talking about how it was mad weird. Like, oh yeah, you dating his dad. You go with him and you dated dad. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, it's giving. It's giving payback for me. I'm like, it's giving payback for me. But no, I should never did that though. I should never did that. I should never did that. But I'll be like, shit, you don't play with people's feelings because people don't play about their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, you broke up with me like that. Like, oh, okay, you try to do your bit one. So I'm like, all right, then I gotta get my baby back. So I was just being childish, y'all. I was just being childish. I was being childish. I shouldn't have did it. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, I ended up in a relationship with the dad for 7 years. And it was really, really crazy because in the beginning of the relationship, it was all cutes and glimmers. Like he was giving me roses, flowers. He was like showing out, like redid my whole house, new furniture. I was talking about taking me shopping, fixing my cars, cleaning my cars. He washed cars. He used to clean my cars, keep my cars clean. Um, he paid my bills. Like, Peppy was on it, on it, on it heavy. I'm like, okay, 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 okay. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out. But go on, settle down with you, baby. My go on, settle down. Cause baby, I don't know if we're gonna get no better than this. So no, but I can laugh at the situation now because I feel so happy that I've been delivered from the situation because it did get real, real crazy towards the end of the relationship. Like the beginning, that's why I said like narcissists don't have no limit to what they will do. You know what I'm saying? Like narcissists will go to the extreme to get you like locked in, and then when they get you locked in, they know they got you locked in, they know you for you like you gonna fall for them, like you falling for them hard. That's when they start doing you dirty. You get what I'm saying? Like he did not show no signs of like being no abusive or being like nothing like in the beginning of the relationship. It was just all, he's waiting on me handing food, doing whatever I wanted him to do, asked him to do, he did it. Um, yeah, all that, it was like that he was doing everything that I wanted him to do, but it was only to get me, like that. And then he played his role, whatever. I say like after 3 years into the relationship, that's when he started getting controlling, over obsessive, to the point where I would tell him like I didn't want to be with him no more and stuff like that. And then he would be telling me like he would, that to me if I tried to leave him, and he was like always threatening my life and like just seeing weird stuff or whatever. And then I should have picked up on stuff a long time ago. Like now that I look back, I'm like, dang, I was really blind to a lot of stuff that he was doing because I was like stuff that he was doing. If I really would have paid attention my eyes, I would have seen like for first hand like he was on some BS or whatever. But I ain't know, I was thinking like, okay, I didn't know if it was me or what, like, or we just was bumping heads or what was going on. I didn't know, it was just giving weird. But yeah, y'all, long story short, after like 3 4 years in a relationship, he started getting controlling, getting abusive. We started getting some fights all the time. But he never left me alone. I always asked him to leave me alone. I was begging, I was pleading and begging. I was pleading and begging, pleading and begging. I was like, please leave me alone. Like after like 5 years in a relationship, I really wanted out. I really, 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 really deeply, wholeheartedly wanted out. I'm like, please leave me alone. I just want to be like, let's just go our separate ways because I see that this is not working out. And we keep getting into fights. And I'm like, the fights was getting more and more intense. And I did not want to keep, like, I didn't want to, like, include nobody into it, like, So I'm like, let's just leave each other alone. But he was like, no, you ain't never leaving me, and blah. He used to always tell me like I can't never leave him. If I leave him, I was gonna, the word or whatever, be unalive and stuff. And it was just like giving real, real crazy and stuff. So I decided to pack up and move to Atlanta. I said maybe if I move to Atlanta and he knows that I'm not here no more, that could be our final goodbyes. He would leave me alone. I be gone, he be gone, all gone, everything be done and over with or whatever. Bruh. No. That was the start of HELL for me. Okay? Bro, when that man found out I was in Atlanta, he broke down. Baby, he broke down. I ain't never seen that man cry before. I had never seen that man cry before. He was literally on FaceTime with me crying. Crying. I'm talking about tears coming down. Glad you were strong enough to leave. Proud of you for that, love. Thank you so much, Kim. Yeah, it was just, I had got to the point where I'm like, it's really gonna be like something like detrimental that's gonna happen if I don't leave the situation. So I was just praying. I was praying every day, day in, day out, day in, day out. I was like, God, can you please help me get away from this man? I said, God, if you get me out this situation, I swear to you, for God be my witness. I went to God and I prayed. And I said, God, if you get me out this situation, I promise I will never get myself in anything like this again. I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And next thing you know, he had ended up showing up to my house in Atlanta. He came over. He spent a while. He spent like a couple months in my house in Atlanta. It was a real bad experience because we got into fights. It was just like really, really bad. And then yeah, he ended up leaving, and I was just like, okay, I had to get him put out my house. I had to get him escorted out because he would not leave at first. And once he finally did leave, I'm like, okay, I'm done with the situation. I'm not gonna call him, he not call me, and everything could be good, gone, done. So after that, we didn't talk. We had didn't talk for like, he had left. He left my house, and he left my house the beginning of March that year. I forgot what year it was. I think that was March of. I forgot what year that was. I think it was 2022. I think it was 2022 if I'm not mistaken. 2021, 2022. Um, I forgot what year it was. One of those years, 2021, 2022. But he left. So when he left, I'm like, okay, cool. He gone. I'm not gonna call him, no nothing, whatever. He didn't call me. I ain't call him. I let it go. I let things go. He was, upset about me having to get him put out my house, and I was upset because I'm like, I want you to just leave me alone, and you just keep trying to force yourself to be with me, and I just want to. I try every way. I did not want it to go bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to lead a relationship in a bad way. So I kept thinking that if I tell him, like, honestly, like, let's just let this go or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just let it go or whatever, that it would be okay. But he didn't take it like that. He kept on, every time I like come to him, try to talk to him about it or whatever in a calm, cool, like way like this, he would just get furious. He gets so mad. Like, is you effing another man or something? Cause blah, 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 blah. Why you want to leave me? I do this, I do that, and da, 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 da. And I'm like, I appreciate what you do, but I just think that we not seeing out of all the time. And I just think that we need to just go our separate ways. He'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, cool. But my life had got threatened so much that I was just like, you know what? Now I'm scared to tell you, now I don't want to be with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep on bringing that up. You get what I'm saying? Like, you keep saying that over and over again. So I'm like, I'm scared that you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do besides pray. All I knew, I just had to pray, 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 ask God to deliver me from that situation because there was nothing else I could do. My hands were tied. I couldn't leave the relationship. Every time I would say leave the relationship, it would go crazy, and it was just crazy. So, long story short, he left my house in March. We didn't talk for like 2 weeks. He sent me a couple text messages. I didn't respond to the text messages. He sent me about 4 or 5 messages, and I remember reading the text messages, but I thought to myself at first, I was like, should I respond? And then I was like, no, let me not respond, because I said if I respond, that might be open up a can of worms, as if we gonna keep talking, and I don't want to keep conversation. So I said, I'm not even gonna respond. Hey, how you doing, Look, I'm just talking. I forgot to say, hey, girl, I seen your comment too. Hey, leisure lady. So, Yeah, so after I end up not responding to the messages, I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond back. I'm not gonna say nothing back because, yeah, whatever. Next thing I know, I got a phone call and they like, yeah, he gone. I said, what? They said he's gone. I said, what you mean? They said he's no longer here. I said, wait a minute, what? I said that don't make sense though. I hurry up and looked at my phone, like, but I got text messages right here from like a couple days ago. They're like, no, he's gone. Like, gone, like, gone. So I'm like, I had just got like stunned because I'm like, what? And I said, well, what happened? What's going on? Like, it took a minute for me to like come to the grasp that like it was just really time to say like he was gone. But so much had just played in my mind, like all the things he had said, all of the things that he did, like all the things that we did together, all of the things that, like just a lot of good and bad. Just it was just so much good and bad in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like just all completely horrible, but we had some good times. Hey, what's up, Chino? I love you. Hey, I love you too. We had some good times, we did, but when it was bad, it was bad. When it was bad, it was bad. And I just knew that I couldn't keep having that type of situations around my kids. And that's what made me beg to try to get out of the relationship because I'm like, my kids don't need to keep seeing this. You know what I'm saying? And it was like the hits was getting worse and worse, and I was just like, yeah, I really gotta go. I gotta really get out of this relationship. So yeah, once I found out that I found out, I got word that he had unalived himself, and that he was no longer here with us no more. And I felt so hurt. I was so deeply hurt because I was like, even though we went through what we went through, I don't wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't wish that for nobody. And I never wanted that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know what was the things behind it anyways, because like I said, we had stopped talking for a while. So like I said, I don't know, but I just know that, you know, um, things had just went our separate ways, and he went his way, I went my way, and we had didn't talk for those couple times for that couple weeks, and then he was texting me. He kept sending me messages like, "Hey, miss you, hey, love you," and different things like that. He would send me like he would always send me movies like that he would watch that was good, and then he'd be like, watch this or watch that. So he was still doing that. And yeah, he was texting me, and I was just like, I should not respond. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to respond because I don't want him to think like, okay, we cool now and we about to just get back together type of thing. So I was like, I better not respond. So I didn't respond, and then I don't know, I kind of like that kind of ate at me because I'm like, dang, maybe should I responded? You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, dang, that's so messed up. And I was in a whole other state than him when it happened. So I don't know like all of the main details, a lot of with the details, but I did find out a lot of information after the fact about some things that happened. I found out a lot of stuff that had been going on. I found out about a lot of different things that happened. And I ended up finding out about a lot of things. I'm not gonna say what or whatever. I just ended up finding out about a lot of stuff. And there was some things that he had told me that he did disclose to me that I know for a fact, from him or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, I was just done, because the same way like that happened, I'm like, it could have been, me too. So I just thank God that God delivered me from that situation. And I thank God I have been definitely healed from that type of trauma. It definitely took a long time of healing. It took a long time for me to, get past that. But I'm past it now. And yeah, that was just that. So it was crazy. It was just really, 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 really crazy. But I just don't wish that. I don't wish that on nobody. I wouldn't wish that type of situation on my worst enemy, because not only did I had to fight through that alone with God, but nobody know the stuff that I had to endure. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like, people can pick at and say what they want to say, but until it's you in those shoes, you don't understand. You get what I'm saying? Like, until it's you getting your ass beat, until it's you with blackouts, until it's you having to go through situations and your kids gotta watch shit like that happening to you, then you wouldn't understand how it feels. You get what I'm saying? So when somebody on the other side of the fence judging the situation, of course they gonna feel how they feel, but it's all fun and games until it's you. You get what I'm saying? It's just all fun and games until it's you. So I know everybody got their little shits and giggles out of a lot of different things happening to me, and me going through the things that I went through. But like I said, at the end of the day, I am just thanking God that God was still with me and God was on my side, and that I was delivered from that situation. I don't have to relive it anymore. And I just thank God that I'm able to, talk about it or whatever now without breaking down and all of that stuff like that, because I'm just really over it, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I am over it. So I can just really talk about the situation and just be like, yeah, that's just my testimony. That's just what I went through or whatever. But I just feel like that type of situation, nobody should put their mouth on. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, the minute that you go put your mouth on somebody's situation, God can make you an example out of that person's situation and put you in the same exact situation. So I don't expect, and I don't think that people should be doing what was doing at the time, but it is what it is. You can't really tell people nothing because they're gonna do what they want to do. But baby, when karma hit, it don't miss. When karma hit, it don't miss. So laughing about it like, oh, ha ha, that's why she this and that's why she that. Be careful who you put your mouth on, because baby, I praise to the highest, most powerful God. And baby, when you think you putting your mouth on me, and you think that God ain't gonna set you down, baby, you gotta be mistaken, because God ain't bring me through that situation for nobody to laugh at me. God didn't bring me through that situation for nobody to down me. You get what I'm saying? It was a lesson I had to learn. I learned my lesson. Now it's a testimony for me to be able to share with other people so they don't have to go through what I had to go through. You get what I'm saying? But the minute that you put your ha on it, you inviting yourself to be in that very situation that I was in. So that every time anybody or that's why, or she did, or she this, baby, just remember, you still living too. You're still living too. Don't think just because it hasn't happened to you yet that it won't happen to you. Because when them tables are turned and the situation on the other side of the fence or the shoe on the other foot had that same energy. Facts. Okay, you fine. I answer my comment, but I love you. I said I love you too. Hold on, y'all gotta answer this phone call. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I had to answer the phone. But yes, so yeah, that was that or whatever. And every day I just thank God for healing. Thank God for guidance. And I moved on from the situation, and I forgive everybody who did me wrong throughout that whole entire thing. I forgive my enemies. I forgive the people who did me wrong, because if you know better, you would do better. But I just pray for, healing and forgiveness on their parts. But yeah, you just definitely can't, you can't definitely go around just putting your mouth on people and then thinking that, it's a high moment for somebody, especially when they endured the things that they endured, and to think that anybody going through a situation like that with anybody is cool is not funny. I don't condone violence in no type of relationship, period. And I don't think that no woman should have to go through that, period. Um, and after experiencing that, I definitely learned a lot. And I learned a lot of things that I won't do anymore. And there's a lot of different things that I had to change about myself, but I had to mainly just go to God and just give my life to Christ and just let him know that I am thankful for him, and that I just wanted to just be okay and come out of this situation and just be strong for my kids and just mentally be in a better space. And here it is, what, 3, 4, 5 years later, and I'm sitting here and I'm just happy and everything is good. Life is great. And I'm feeling a lot better. I'm doing a lot better. I look a lot better. I'm healthier. I'm smiling. I'm happy more. And I'm just getting back to me, really. So I haven't really been doing a lot of dating or nothing like that, but I just started hanging out with a few peoples or whatever. But I definitely just put God first to whatever I got going on. I just pray and talk to God, and I just let God know that I want him to be with me every step of the way. I want him to continue to guide me, lead me, direct me, put me in a path for him. I had to really stop smoking. I had to stop drinking because those things was not helping it. It was definitely making my situation worse because I felt like I was just digging a deeper hole for myself, like mentally and physically. So I was drinking, I was smoking, I was smoking cigarettes, I was smoking marijuana, and I was drinking, and I was just doing a whole lot. But um, I definitely had to ask God to help me be delivered from smoking and drinking so that way I could be able to get my mental together and get my life back together. So I'm definitely happy about that. Blessed and highly favored, amen. Most definitely blessed and highly favored. Thank you, Kim. Off topic, have you been keeping up with the Nazaria case? Yes. Okay, so let me tell y'all where I left off with that case. So that's definitely something I've been keeping up with for a very long time, ever since the search had started for her. Because it was something definitely like it was heartbreaking and it was so sickening. And I just feel like that's a baby who needed love, who was crying out for love. And the fact that she has so many adults around her that just failed this baby is sickening to my stomach. And I just don't understand how these people can breathe another day and not go through nothing. Like that's how you know God have a plan, baby. God have a plan and don't nobody know it. See, when God say his way is his way and we do not know his way. His ways are his ways and we do not know it. But whatever God have in store for them people to go through, baby, when vengeance is the Lord's and when God comes to do his vengeance, baby, them people gonna suffer. Them people, I don't want to mention names because I've been trying to keep my mouth off this situation because it was so heartbreaking to see that young baby having to go through all she had to endure, and to not have peaceful justice for that baby is very insane, because I feel like they should make somebody speak up. You get what I'm saying? Off that alone, this baby being missing for this long, they should be forced to speak. I don't see how those people walking around. I don't understand. Not only by people, but I'm saying like the law, like the law, like the people that's supposed to protect and serve. Y'all mean to tell me these people can walk freely? These people walking. I'm talking about these people out just chilling, knowing that they had, even if they didn't have something to do with it, they still failed that baby by not protecting her. You get what I'm saying? That's child abuse and neglect on its own. Baby, let me or you do something to child neglect for, and we gonna be upstate. Quick. Quick. Baby, do something. Smack your kid if you want to. I dare you smack your kid and you gonna be upstate. I'm talking about child abuse case after all type of crap. But you mean to tell me these people that move this foul and nasty and publicly discussed what they did on platforms? That's wild to me, baby. It's just, you got to know that God have his hands on that situation. That's the only thing I can get out of this is, you know what? God must have a plan, baby. And we don't know. We don't know what God got in store for these people. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. But baby, that's how you know God gotta have a plan, because ain't no way them people be able to just walk around here freely and just get up, go to sleep, and wake up every day just chilling, knowing that something this deep happened to someone, some close to them, a niece, a grandmother, a grandchild. It's just sickening. But the last part I left off was the trial is supposed to be set for October or something like that. It was still no leads, but the aunties were very, very weird because they kept on going on different platforms saying a lot of different information. It was just making people speculate a lot of different stuff on them. And just a whole bunch of back things, and stuff like that. So that's where I left off. That's the last information I got on there. I kind of keep up with the story, but I like to get like facts. You get what I'm saying? I don't like to speak on nothing that I don't believe that is actual facts and has been said by the media, far as the police disclosing X, Y, and Z, or saying, or a court case or something like that. So I go based off of that information. I don't go based off a lot of people saying on YouTube and all these social media stuff, because people just say anything and run with it, and then next thing you know, you'll be putting out false information because you heard somebody else say something, so you saying it. So no, I really go off what I hear in like court sessions, with the detectives or prosecutors may speak on TV and say. That's the information that I like to intake. I don't like to intake, I seen this video on YouTube and it said X, Y, Z, because people clout chase so much off of situations like that. That's why I don't like speaking on situations like that. That's why I never spoke on it. But I definitely been following it, but I never spoke on a situation, because sometimes people only speak on situations like that for clout, and that's not a situation you would ever want to speak on for clout, because that was something that definitely was traumatizing to a young lady. You get what I'm saying? And it was not in no good way. So that's definitely not something that I think that anybody should just be ready to just prop their phone up and just start talking about. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so uncomfortable. It's so, I mean, just me saying the little bit that I'm saying now makes me uncomfortable and gives me chills. You get what I'm saying? Because all of the pain that I heard that this baby had to go through when they were reading these text messages in court, and when they was testifying, and you had the police officers testifying, the forensic file people testifying, you had all these different people in these court sessions testifying, and it was just too much for me. It was just really, really, really hurtful. But I am waiting for the trial to start in October, I think, or whatever. But yeah, it's just really crazy. I think that's where we at with that. We just waiting on the trial to start. I don't even want to hear nothing else about them people. None of I think every last single soul in the family is trifling, because even if you knew about it, and my thing is this: you have family members that said, "Oh, we heard about X, Y, and Z. So we called to make reports and this, that, and third, and nothing was done about it." Granted, okay, CPS failed the kids, but we all know for decades that CPS failed these kids. We know, we all been knowing this for decades. So instead of leaving that as an end all be all option, Why didn't nobody go remove that baby? Why did not one family member who knew that this baby was in harm's way, nobody went and removed this baby? Not an auntie, not a cousin, not a great aunt, not nobody. But everybody said they at least had speculations. If you at least had speculations, you should have ran and grabbed that baby. You should have ran and put your hands on that baby and said, listen, honey, I'm gonna sit you down and we're gonna talk about what's this and we're gonna say X, Y, and Z or whatever else, and you let me know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And if there's any way that I can be of help to you, you let me know now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody feels her. I don't give no exclusions to nobody. I know everybody got their picks on who they think they like and who been doing what and whatever. I don't rock with none of them. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't rock with none of them because it's not no excuse on why nobody could not have went and protected that baby. I don't care about CPS. I don't care about the police. I don't care about no grannies. I don't care about no mamas. If I ever had speculations that a child has said something like that to me, I'm going to keep you in my care until we figure out what's going on. I'm not about to let you go back because it's nothing that's weird. It was just really, really weird to me. And it's not given that anybody loved that baby. It's not given that anybody loved that baby. And then they say, yeah, well, the mom, she's, in the streets or doing whatever it is that she doing. We don't know. We just know speculations on what they say, what the mom come on here and saying, and different things like that. But my thing is, okay, you left your kid with your mom, and y'all know that there's a family history because they said it themselves that other family members has been essayed plenty of times in the same person care. Why would you leave your kid in that person care? That don't make you no better than the person who did it. You mean to tell me, when you were a child that something happened to either you or somebody closest to you or around you with being in the same person's care, and you give your child to this person, baby, you just is I just don't get it. I don't get it. But you know what? That's why I be feeling like I have to keep my thoughts to myself because, baby, I don't understand what they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding how the police ain't made everybody arrested. I think that everybody should be charged. I think that everybody should be charged. No exclusions. No exclusions. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. That's your daughter and you ain't seen her in what? How long? Are you crazy? Then your daughter been in your mother care for how long? How long do it take somebody to get their life together? I get it. Granted, we all go through stuff. We all fall. I fail. But I know for a fact, baby, it's just everybody do what's best for them. And everybody put who they want to put first in their life. Homeless and all my kids was on my hip, my side. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about me being a not good mother, about me being broke, me being ugly, me being terrible, me being dumb, me being stupid. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about me. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, whatever I went through, these kids was with me. I didn't throw them on nobody. I ain't threw them on no grandmas. I ain't threw them on no aunties. I ain't threw them on no daddies. I ain't threw them on no cousins. Nobody. Throughout my whole life of dealing with the things that I've dealt with, I never left my kids for nobody. Baby, when I was homeless, my kids was with me. When I have nowhere to go, my kids was with me. Baby, when I was in a tent, my kids was with me. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. Baby, me and mine lived in a tent. Baby, me and mine has been homeless. Nowhere to go. Sleeping in parks with nowhere to go. Kids with me. So y'all can miss me with all that giving people the benefit of the doubt. I don't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. Because if I made it by the grace of God through what I went through with 3 kids, and you mean to tell me you only had 1 or 2, baby, it's no excuse. It's no excuse. And I had no help. 0 daddies was like, give me the kid. 0. And I got 3 baby daddies. I got 3. It ain't now when I'm saying, I know you messed up, bro. I know you down on your luck right now. And I know you ain't got nowhere to go. But and with a dog, you right, bro. And with a dog. Bro, that's why I don't get nobody the benefit of the doubt. When people be telling me their little slob stories, I be like, go pray. Go pray. Because, baby, I did it with 3 kids and a dog, and you mean to tell me you can't do it with 1? How you scared? What you scared of? Y'all gotta stop being scared and live, baby. You gotta stop being scared and live. Live by the grace of God. That's the only way you're gonna make it through. The only way you're gonna make it through. Baby, I don't give no sad pity stories. I don't care about nobody's sad pity stories. Because, baby, I had a sad pity story that nobody cared about mine. And I had 3 kids and a dog. Baby, when me and my kids was living in the park and we ain't had nowhere to go, nobody came to our rescue but my grandmother. Nobody came to our rescue. So I don't care about nobody pity stories. Because I be like, the same way I got through it, baby, you better get through it too. I went to God, you better go to God. Because that's who I went to. I went to God. I said, God, I don't know what else to do, where else to go. So please help me, God. So I don't give nobody the benefit of the doubt when it comes to giving sob stories about, oh, well, I'm just trying to get my life together. So, yeah, I've been on this or that, and I just need to get myself together. That's BS. That's BS, baby. Because if you really want to do it, you could have did it. And they claim she's so talented. Oh, the mother is so talented. The mother has all type of different talents under her belt. Oh, the mother does this and the mother does that. Well, why the fuck she ain't got her baby? Can you answer me that? Riddle me that. No. But all right. Anyways, y'all, I gotta go. I got something to do. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for sticking around with me this long. I appreciate y'all so much. We're going to start doing story times over here. Y'all got to start put in the comment section what y'all want to talk about on tomorrow's live. Y'all find out today what y'all want to talk about tomorrow. So that way when I hit this live button, we already know what we about to go crazy on. Okay? Story time tomorrow, y'all. Same time. Catch me about, I might go early tomorrow. I might go live about 7, 8 o'clock. But I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. I gotta go. Bye, y'all. Love y'all, YouTube.